There was also the Moonee Ponds Healers Market. I did readings there and sold some products. This little market was created by one of my students. It was a fabulous monthly healers market. All the store holders put in $50 each. Half went to expenses and marketing, and the other half went to charities. We became a community, all working together, making a little something for ourselves. It was more the love of what we were doing than making a huge profit, yet we worked to assist those in need in the outer world. This particular year, we raised $3,000 and we made a dummy check there to present to one of Olivia Newton-John's people. So with the Justice card, I can really see how I was putting all my new learnings into practice in the real world. Now I understood how to get my affairs in order. I had to get me out of the way so I can move into that higher purpose work, for this is what I believe we have all come here to do. We all agreed to do something, and which this moves us into the judgment energy. The Justice card is saying, get yourself in order, free yourself so you can be there to assist others. Having things in order also helps us to be very clear and focused. You are more aware and don't get caught up in stuff, other people's stuff. I'm the type of person that writes lists and then writes lists about lists. I have a yearly planner because I like to see the whole year set out at a glance. It looks a bit different this year because of COVID. Had to make some different decisions. For example, there was no Mind, Body and Spirit Festival in June or in November. So they created the Mind, Body and Spirit Psychic Reading Zoom rooms, and they were held on the last weekend of every month. And Singapore didn't happen, but we did it on Zoom. So still got to go to Singapore in one way. So justice is balancing things all the time. Justice is about doing what is fair and just, being in integrity, genuine and authentic. It's not right foot, wrong foot. It's right foot, left foot till you get there. Adjustments, corrections and decisions need to be made every single day. When we are being aware, this is using the sword of justice in a constructive way. On a friendship level, this could be taking turns driving each other to the movies. Simple and as mundane as that. This is fair. You each take a turn to pick each other up every other week. If it's not fair, the scales will tip. Something will take place that you will need to resolve. Resentment will come in. It will end up with you not wanting to go to the movies with that person anymore. So you need to clean things up, or you will be pulled up or even lose a friend. Now this takes us to judgment. Judgment completes the process of the High Priestess to the forces of universal love and order. Now we are at the last level of the process. Now the hero can claim his power and stand in that power. In alchemy, this is the Rubendo Stage. This is when the action happens and you see the magic. You can see the cross on the flag in the Judgment card that connects us back to the High Priestess, and also all the water and the coffins that are floating upon it, and all that color blue. Now we are here. Now we have the Herald Mercury, the messenger of the gods, or Archangel Gabriel, blowing his horn, asking us to rise to that higher truth. This is what we all agree to do in this lifetime. Time to get out of the coffin, which represents the boxes we put ourselves in. Get out of what is trapping us, that is keeping us small, and to transcend to that higher purpose, to rise to the greater truth of who we are. Judgment is the wake-up call that we need. And my work with Tarot in Action has led me on a wonderful journey. Let me share just a few things with you on how judgment and the bigger picture is playing out for me. Uh-oh, we've got a visitor. His name's Zachary. Go away. So in 2010, sorry guys, I presented a numerology workshop in Singapore for the International Feng Shui Association annual conference. There were over 1,000 people in the audience. Since then, I've been traveling to Singapore each year to teach tarot and numerology masterclasses. Next time I return, whenever that will be, I'll be teaching Reiki classes as well, so I'm really excited about that one. Now I'm on the world stage, traveling overseas, across the waters, presenting and teaching ancient wisdoms, waking people up to their potential. And I love how even though I'm working for a grandmaster of feng shui in a different country, the archetypal symbols and meanings are the same, no matter what the language or culture is. My Taekwondo became another family for me. I was at the club 2 nights per week. I reached instructor level. I was able to create a system manual for the Taekwondo club so that all the kids could go to the manual and know what the steps were, from setting up a quarterly fundraising activity through to how to sign up a new member. Another beautiful moment I'd like to share with you. On the 31st of March 2007, I received my first gold medal at the Taekwondo Nationals event. I remember looking at the date and I was thinking, why is this date so significant? Then I realized the date was actually 2 years after my divorce. I remember thinking, look at that. Here I am standing at the National Gold Medals Award ceremony with 2 gold medals in my hand just 2 years after my divorce. It totally blew my mind. And it showed me how far I had come in 2 years. I really was putting myself out there now on that national and international level, and I was getting rewarded for it. And I really believe when you do Spirit's work, Spirit will always look after you. Always at that 11th hour though, eh? I'm also a wellness advocate with doTERRA since 2012. What a company they are. I am so proud to be associated with doTERRA. They are really playing out the judgment energy in the world. They are all about raising the standard of living and changing people's lives through their Healing Hands Foundation. For example, in 2019, at the Diamonds Convention in Hawaii, they planted 10,000 acres of Hawaiian sandalwood trees for a reforestation program. They are tackling child abduction issues in Haiti and Nepal, putting in wells, running water, and building hospitals for villagers. And doTERRA pays their villagers cash in the hand every day for their harvest. They're all about giving service, and these guys know how to do it really well. This tarot journey culminated for me in writing my Tarot Distinctions book. I always wanted to write a book, and it had to be the best quality book I could create. It's all Australian. It's in full colour, over 460 pages. My publisher was so impressed, even he wrote a review for the book, which is in the book. And today my book is on EPUBs, Kindle, selling worldwide through 27,000 outlets, and I received my first royalties payment in October. For those that would like to purchase a copy today, I'm happy to sell it to you for $40. That's a 30% discount. Normally it's $56, and the postage is about $12. It's a heavy book. Next, I created an annual picnic for the Lunar Bears and Ladies. We celebrated the 12th year this year. Each year we'd get together to raise funds and awareness to end bear bile farming for the moon bears in Asia through the Free the Bears organisation. Instead of having one person pay $300, I got 10 people together to pay $30 each. Today, there are about 30 of us, give or take a few. We raise about $1,000, which is like millions of dollars in Lao money. This year, we also adopted a female moon bear and called her Luna. In 2013, I was fortunate enough to visit this bear sanctuary in Laos. I remember it was on the way through to these beautiful waterfalls, and you had to go through the bear sanctuary to get to the waterfalls. Fantastic setup. With the Genie Foundation, I created monthly meetups. One of the current local projects is to install solar panels for pensioners. The first winner just received their solar panels in November this year. Sponsors would pay $3 a month, and together we paid for solar panels for the pensioners. Instant return for the pensioners. How good is that? The Genie Foundation is the biggest world game I know to play. This is real big picture stuff, and this initiative, as I discovered, is also a lifelong investment. The Big Picture Initiative is about every continent linking up on an energy grid using renewable resources and sharing this sustainable energy with our neighbours across all time zones. So when it's nighttime here, we can shunt the power to the other side of the planet and then back around again. Basically, the energy will follow the sun around the planet because this is when we use the peak energy demand. In the 1960s, Buckminster Fuller foresaw that by linking all the continents together, we can share in the abundance of energy using all the natural renewable resources. He said, and this is what got me, when the world is physically connected with an energy grid, it'll be proof that we are metaphysically cooperating. And I want to see that happen in my lifetime. I'm working to make this happen. I would love for you to follow the Genie Foundation page on Facebook, or talk to me if you want to become a sponsor or get involved. And while you're there on Facebook, I'd love you to like my Tarot in Action page and group, and also the Lunar Bears page as well. A little bit more about Bucky. He's my #1 mentor. He was all about looking at the big picture and being apolitical. He said, you cannot make dollars and make sense at the same time. I have many of his books, and I've attended heaps of Bucky's study groups. We still run monthly study groups. If you'd like to come on board, they're free Zoom sessions. I'll give you some information there. So he termed the phrase generalized principles, which are laws that work in every area of your life. He understood the laws of nature. For example, gravity is a law. There is the law of attraction, the law of leverage, Ohm's law, the law of entrainment, the law of lag, and there's many others. Bucky, as he liked to be called, received 47 honorary doctorates for his work for humanity and the environment. Still today, he holds the longest listing on Who's Who in America. He was referred to as a futurist, a visionary, a pilot, a teacher, inventor, mathematician, poet, writer, scientist, artist, philosopher, engineer, architect, and more. Also known as the Leonardo da Vinci of the 20th century, he created trusses that now span across huge arenas, geodesic domes, three-wheeled cars, and so on. You can see many of his inventions on that little stamp. I also learnt from his teachings the importance of creating artifacts. He said to leave people alone, to work on the environment through creating artifacts, so people would spontaneously adopt the new behavior and leave their old behavior behind. When I look at my line of work, some artifacts I created are my tarot shop, astrology stickers, classes, my tarot distinctions book, system manuals, Genie monthly meetups, my website, Lunar Bears Picnic, goes on.